Okay, so just got done seeing Beetlejuice, and I'll say right off the bat, overall, I really enjoyed it. I would put it for the most part on par with the first one. Definitely with the tone. I was worried that the comedy was going to be over the top, but I would say the comedy was just pretty much exactly like the first one. Um, there's it did what I wanted as far as bridging the first one and this one, and kind of filling in all the blanks of, about the characters. It did not over rely on nostalgia at all. I mean, there was a couple things here and there that was nostalgic a little bit, but it wasn't just coming out and saying, "Did you remember this?" Um, there was some questions that I had about Beetlejuice's past that I'm not sure exactly how they align with any sort of lore or any knowledge about, the original movie's first script that might have had included stuff. I always kind of wondered, like, how Beetlejuice died, and and when he lived and what kind of life he lived, and this answers some of that. So I appreciated that. There was a little bit more about the afterlife that you kind of got to understand. There's a really good part. There's a couple twists. I'm sure I don't want to give some stuff away or lead people into thinking, having any sort of expectations about anything about the way it plays out. But overall, there was maybe tiny little parts that may not have totally been great here and there, but overall that didn't really matter, because for the most part everything was really, really good. I will say, in the third act, there was a couple of moments and a couple of parts that was just a little weird. Might just be me on some of them, but I will say in particular, when thinking about things in the first movie that you almost kind of expect in this one, for instance, in the first movie when Keaton says the F word, that's a very famous moment in the movie, oddly enough, and so it's not like I was expecting it. I mean, you almost kind of have to, because why wouldn't they do it? But especially since a lot of movies have, the one F word, even though the rule is 3 F words. I always get confused. Is it? I think it's no more than 3, and then your R, because there are some movies out there with 3 F words that are still PG-13. So I think it's no more than 3. Even though a lot of PG-13 movies try to get in there 1, just to try and fit it in somewhere. And I've seen some movies do a terrible job of it. Others, one of the best ones was when Wolverine said it. So sometimes it's just there. Sometimes it can be like a standout little moment, and sometimes it's just wasted or something like that. So I was wondering in this one, surely they're going to probably do it, because why not? And this was, like, for some reason, one of the weirdest and just moments, one of them really big, that took me out of the movie, really. So this is like slight spoilerish, but not really. But there's one character that by the time I realized what was going on, I didn't pay attention, but I was like, is this some weird ADR moment, or is this written this way to be almost kind of like I don't know, but one character says either where the or what the, but she goes, for hell, or for hell, or it was really weird. So I was thinking, were they going to use that as their one use of the word, or was that teased in the movie, or was that ADR'd over? So it took me out of it. Then another time, a character said it, but it was bleeped out in the movie, like an audible bleep. And I don't think I hope not, because I think it would be I think it would have been a terrible decision. But I gotta surely it was not because they wanted to keep it PG-13, but I don't know if they bleeped it out just for fun. It's seriously something that's so trivial, but it really, I think the movie made it stand out, obviously. So I don't want to say it's too trivial, but it really did take me out of the movie. And there was a couple of other things in the third act that kind of took me out a little bit personally. So to me, the movie was like a very solid 8. And then it kind of stumbled in the end, a little bit. It's not anything that's too bad, but it just felt a little bit uneven at the end. I think I would still give the movie overall probably an 8. Just because there was a lot to like it, just some weird stuff in that last 30 minutes or so. And a couple of there was a couple of moments like probably like 8 moments where you kind of like go, huh? But other than that, there was nothing that stood out as being bad about the movie at all. I really enjoyed that it was fairly smartly written. There are some genuine good laughs in it where they needed to be. There was a lot that the movie felt that it did not have to over-explain. Like a character does something and you're like, well, that's not how it happens in real life. And then real life happens and you're like, oh, I'm glad the movie didn't try to explain to me what was going on here. I got it. So there was a lot of things that it was quickly paced. There was I don't have too much negative to say about it other than just a couple personal things, and that the bleeping of the F word almost took a full point away from the score for me, because it literally, I bet a lot of people are going to be talking about that, and hopefully for a home video release they leave maybe all 3 of those F-bombs in there, because I suspect I don't know, but we'll see if that's a complaint, or if somehow everyone says, oh, that's hilarious how they bleeped out the F word. I don't know. But surely a lot of people, or anyone who watches this, have to be able to discuss that. It cannot be something that just goes over their head. I mean, it's a bleeped out word in a movie. But yeah, I do recommend it. Hopefully your audience is a little bit better than mine. There were several moments I felt that they could have laughed, but no one laughed in the audience, which I'm like, there's some good funny moments. I think maybe if you I don't know, unless you know the first movie pretty well and know what to expect as far as the kookiness of it, it might. I think this might come off as being maybe a little weird as far as character portrayals, but. So definitely, I mean, why wouldn't you watch the first movie before this? But pay attention to Catherine O'Hara in the first movie, and the way she is in this movie is really great. She seems over the top a little bit, but it fits in line with her character, and it fits in line with someone who would, like her, would probably just get crazier and crazier as they get older. But I did like her character. I thought she was a great addition to it. I can go on and on about all the things I like and all the tiny little nitpicks that I had, but then I would be definitely in a spoiled territory. But otherwise, I would say go see it. Give me a like and subscribe and share and comment and all that good stuff. Let me know what you thought about that bleeped out F word. And I don't know. I hope I'm on the side of people who thought it was terrible. But otherwise, catch you on the next one.